Okay, so today I want to look at simplifying ratio, but before we do, what is a ratio? Okay, you've heard the word before, you've even seen it on posters, okay, but let's think about what it actually means, what the numbers represent. Now, a good example here now is the ratio for making porridge is 1 to 2, okay, which means 1 lot of oats to 2 lots of milk. However, each of these sizes has to be the same. Each part is the same size. Okay. Now, when I make porridge, I've got a cup in my cupboard that I use every single day to make porridge. Okay. And what I do then, I use the cup, 1 cup of oats in the saucepan, and then with the same cup, I fill it up then with milk, pour 1 in, same again, 2. Job done. Okay. So it's that ratio, it's that same ratio every single day that I use. Think of when you're making like a glass of squash, for instance. Okay, you put your part in of your squash and you fill up with water. You know, if you put too much squash in, you're going to have a stronger squash. Okay, if you put not enough in, you're going to have a really weak squash. So if you want to make 2 glasses the same strength, they've got to have the same amount of squash in the bottom. So here, if this is the ratio for porridge and I want to make more porridge, I've got to use the same ratio. Okay, so if I've got 1 part oats to 2 part milk, to make more of this, I'll then have 2 cups of porridge, but then how many cups of milk do I have? Okay, my original ratio, 1 cup of oats, 2 cups of milk. But now if I've got 2 cups of oats, then I've got to have 4 cups of milk. Otherwise, it's not going to be the right consistency. Okay, if I put 5 cups of milk, I'm going to have a milky porridge. Okay, if I put only 3 cups of milk, I'm going to have a really thick porridge. So to ensure that consistency is the same, and to make sure that I enlarge both of these by the same number. So I've times this by 2, and I've times that by 2. So if I wanted to go the other way, okay, my normal recipe is 2 cups of oats to 4 cups of milk, then to simplify that, to make a smaller amount, I know just 1 cup of oats and then 2 cups of water, job done. It's the same consistency. So to simplify these numbers then, okay, different examples all over the board. I've got 2 to 8. Okay, so think now I've got 2 cups of porridge, of the oats, and I've got 8 cups of milk. But I want to simplify this now. I want to make porridge for just me by myself. So I want to make it 1 out of something. Okay, well what I've done here, to get from 2 to 1, I've divided by 2. So I've got to do exactly the same here. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 2 to 8 simplified is 1 to 4. Over here now, I've got 12 to 14. I want to simplify it. Now this one is not going to be a 1 to something. Okay, let's think of a number that goes into 14 and 12, okay, which is a factor of them, okay, but it's the highest common factor of both of them. Well, the highest common factor of 12 and 14 is 2. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to divide both sides, both numbers, by 2 to make 6 to 7. Okay, there's no other number that goes into 6 and 7 apart from 1 to help me simplify. That is simplified as far as it can go in simplest form. 10 to 18. Okay, let's think of a number that's a factor of both of them. Okay, hopefully you've realised they're both even, so 2 goes into them. So then let's divide both sides by 2 to have 5 to 9. Okay, simplified in its simplest form. Now each of those have all been divided by 2. Okay, you look for the pattern. If they're both even, of course you can half them. However, it might be an extra step on top of it as well. Okay, so we're looking for that highest common factor. What is the highest common factor of 15 and 20? Hopefully you've realised these are both in the 5 times table. So we're going to divide both of these by 5. So 15 divided by 5 is 3, and 20 divided by 5 is 4. Okay, you can see here times tables is a real big part of simplifying ratio. Okay, 6 to 9. Okay, highest common factor of 6 and 9. Think of the numbers that go into 6, numbers that go into 9. The biggest one that's in both of them is 3. So we're going to divide both sides by 3 to make 2 to 3. 21 and 14. Okay, some of you might be using the multiplication grids. Okay, where you have the times tables across the top, times tables down the side, and then use your fingers to follow along to find times tables. Have a look on the grid. Which times table can you see 21 and 14 in? Okay, you'll notice it is a 7 times table. So we are dividing both of these by 7. 21 divided by 7 is 3. 14 divided by 7 is 2. It's in simplest form. How about this one? 6 to 18 to 30. 3 parts now. Exactly the same. We're going to find the highest common factor of all 3. Now, I'm going to put myself in your shoes, and you're going to look at 6, 18 and 30 and think, oh, they're all even. I can half them all. Okay, so we will. Half of 6 is 3, half of 18 is 9, and half of 30 is 15. Let's ask ourselves, is that the simplest form? No, it's not, because I can see a different times table that goes into all of those. Okay, and that would be 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Now that is simplest form. Does it matter it's taken me 2 steps? No, it doesn't. Could you have divided the original numbers by 6 to go 1 step down here? Of course you could. Okay, and that's what I expect you to do. However, if you realised they're all even and did these 2 steps, you still get the full marks. Okay, so what I'm saying is there's more than one way this is going to get, and this will definitely help you if those small numbers help you to simplify. Here then, I've got 27 to 63 to 99. Right, okay, think of those times tables. Where do you see all of those? In the 9 times table. So we're going to divide all of these by 9. Well, 9 3s are 27, 9 7s are 63, and 9 11s are 99. Again, times table knowledge really is key. How about then if we had really, really big numbers, 280 to 360 to 480. Okay, well, you'll notice there is a 0 on the end of them, so they can all be divided by 10. So let's do that first. So we have 28 to 36 to 48. We've divided them all by 10. You can see the place value tables, or the place value of these numbers has changed because I've just taken the 0 off the end. Right, 28, 36 and 48, you'll notice they are all even, so we can easily divide them by 2. So 14, 18 and 24. Well, they're still even, so we could do that again. 7, 9, 12. And that is simplest form. Okay, you could have worked out that 40 goes into all of those, divided it by 40. Okay, but realistically now, I'd expect you to do a couple of steps, especially for the bigger numbers. Okay, biggest key there though, whatever you do to one number, you've got to do the exact same to the other. Okay, when you're dividing, you'll notice I've divided by the same numbers on both sides. Okay, times tables, get yourself a multiplication grid if you need to start off, and hopefully you can put that to one side and be able to be a little bit more fluent with doing these, as practice makes perfect. Hope it helps.